All right, everyone. So we're live on Twitch. If somebody's on Twitch, just confirm that you can see the FyatLux logo, and we're gonna get started. Um, all right, cool. Thank you, everyone. All right, so I hope that everybody saw that we had made a huge announcement on our server. I hope everybody had a chance to go take a look at it. If you haven't, we have posted some details, or we will. Yeah, we have posted our roadmap. So go to our roadmap channel if you haven't already and take a look. There's a lot of details that we just posted on there, and we're going to talk through all of them today. So this is going to be a really important AMA. We're super pumped up to share all of the updates with everyone and have a conversation, because I know this is such an active community and you have been so engaged and you've been asking so many questions and then giving back to each other and making this server such a special place. We wanted to make sure we had time to have a conversation with everyone. So go take a look at the roadmap that's posted there. But what I'm going to do is walk through some of the highlights here tonight with you, so that you don't have to worry about reading everything while we're talking and doing the AMA. So let's just get right into it. We're going to do a high-level overview. I'm just going to go through some of the highlights, and then we're going to open up the floor. We're going to get everyone's questions. So I hope everybody's excited, because I'm excited to share some of these details with you. So the first thing that everybody has been asking, and it's an important question, so I know why everyone's been asking it, is when mint. So when mint, we're gonna, like it says in the roadmap, our plan. Some of you were thinking we're gonna do this in spring. I remember reading someone saying this is gonna be minted in spring. No, our plan is to do this within the next month. So early to mid December. So I hope everyone's hyped. This is just around the corner, and in the interim, we're going to talk about all of the fun we're going to have before that release. So just keep this date in mind, though. That's a super critical date for us. And what else is important to know about that date? Well, it's going to be on the Ethereum blockchain. So it's not going to be anywhere else. So I know some people were asking what chain we're going to use. This is going to be on ETH. So right out of the gate, I think this is some really important announcements for everyone. I hope this helps answer some of those really core critical questions that people were having, and our roadmap should give you some more details. All right, so early mid-December is the timeline. We're going to be minting on the Ethereum blockchain. We are not right now revealing the mint price. As many of you are seeing, the ETH prices are in flux, and we don't want to lock in a price that, by the time we get closer to the date, becomes unaffordable. We want this to be accessible to as many members to get going. Actually, and also, let me just say, that's huge news. But before I get started, let me just introduce myself. So sorry, I assumed that I had already done that, but I hadn't. So this is Umar. My name is Umar. I'm Max Prime on the server. I'm one of the creators of this FyatLux project, and on stage with me are some of the other creators. So we've got the Council of Elders over here. We've got BlackBerry Nokia, aka Christian, our tech wizard, who makes all of the amazing AR pieces come to life. We have FyatLux is actually Cook This, who's our community manager. He's helping making sure all of you have fun stuff to do on the server. Token, he's in our marketing team. He's making sure that the rest of the world knows what we're working on. Key Palette is our new addition to the team. He's helping make sure everything runs smoothly and that all the content you all are seeing is being delivered to you in an organized way. And then finally, the Caesar himself, the king of the apes, Robot Pencil. He is our artist extraordinaire, and he's here on stage with me as well. So once we get to the Q&A section, all of these people will be here. We're all going to talk and kind of try and answer your questions and engage. So first and foremost was introductions, and now we can get to more details about the roadmap. So like I was saying, the mint price is TBD. We're going to release more details on it as we get closer to the mint date, but so stay tuned. there's other questions about how are we going to be releasing this. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but we will be having a custom raffle to help in take the burden of gas wars off of the folks that are trying to make this purchase. So our drop is going to incorporate this custom gasless raffle system, and it's going to help mitigate spikes in gas during the drop, and it's also going to help keep the bots at bay. So we're going to have account validation requirements. We're going to have fund validation requirements so that we make sure that everyone who wants to mint one of these has the actual opportunity to do so. I'm going to talk more about that in a little bit, but that's the mechanism that we will be doing the mint with. All right, so let's get down to the roadmap. So for all of you who were wondering what the roadmap, and if you've taken a sneak peek already at the roadmap, you know that we're talking about this project in 3 phases. And right now we are in the prologue phase. So this is everything that's going to happen before the release, before we go out and actually have the raffle and mint and reveal all of the NFTs. So you are right now active in our Discord in the prologues phase. I'm going to talk more about that in a second. After this phase, we're going to move into phase 1. Phase 1 is the digital launch. That's what I mentioned is going to take place in early to mid-December. This first phase is when we will release the digital NFTs for the Sparks. So as you all know already, but if you haven't had a chance to read our FAQ, we're going to be releasing 8080 or 8080 uniquely generated 3D Sparks that are going to have unique traits and rare. There's going to be a rarity component to the traits as well. Those will be released during the digital launch stage, and that's where the raffle is going to take place. That's where you're going to be able to mint your Spark. You're going to get your Spark revealed, and then we're going to release a profile picture generator, so you can take your Spark asset, your 3D character, and then create and pose it and create your own profile pictures. So that's going to be part of the digital launch. And then after the digital launch, we're going to go into phase 2. That's when you will get the phygital cards. This is, you're seeing a preview of what those could look like here on the screen. But the phygital launch is when, once we have revealed all of the Sparks from the digital launch, so once all the NFT, the entire collection has been minted and revealed, we shift to phase 2. And in phase 2, we're going to actually go out and ship each person that purchased an NFT their corresponding phygital smart card. And so that means there'll be one card for each of the unique Sparks. And we're going to have lots more details about how this happens, but we want to at least give you a preview of what our roadmap is going to look like. So each of these Sparks will have the ability to view the characters in augmented reality. And if you buy your card on if you buy the NFT in a secondary market, you'll be able to order a card that will be kind of a card that's going to be connected to your claim of ownership. So we're going to have the option for the original owners, to get one, and if they sell it, then their card kind of gets deactivated, and the new owner can order a new card once they've purchased the NFT. Those cards, there's going to be a delay between the digital launch and when the physical cards are shipped, and that's because we don't want to reveal anything about the cards before the actual reveal of the NFTs. So we don't want to ship any graphics or any information over to our vendors until we know that all of the owners have received their NFTs. And once that happens, we're going to go and proceed with the manufacturing, send off the images to the manufacturers, and then get those to the hands of the owners. So we wish that we could have released the cards on the date of the mint, but because we want to make sure we keep everything secure, that's not going to happen until sometime after the mint. And then finally, after all of these, we shift into phase 3, which is when this project becomes extra special. It's when we go into the phygital community launch. And this is when the first season of our story will actually kick off. So all of the cardholders will now get to participate actively in the story as it takes place. And there's going to be really, really exciting things that you'll get to do. You can use the cards to unlock benefits by interacting with each other. You will be able to potentially win event-specific NFTs if you coordinate and do things in the real world that are necessary to advance the story in the digital world. So this is when the phygital community becomes activated and the story gets launched. We're not going to reveal a lot of details right now about that, but just know that that's going to be one of the biggest excitements that we're going to have for, and the biggest kind of innovations in terms of storytelling. And we're really, really, really excited about what we have in store for you there. So that's the high level overview of the roadmap, but the details with respect to the actual component that the actual part of the roadmap we're in now, which is the prologue, you are now getting to see what the prologue phase of this project is all about. This is where we're trying to make sure that the Discord server is an amazing place where you get to engage, learn about the product, learn about the project, learn about the story, the lore, the team, and hopefully learn new things that'll help you in your everyday life. Like if you're interested in art, learn about art. What does the prologue mean? We're going to have the team AMAs just like today, where we will continuously engage with you. We're going to have 2 a week, and that's just kind of standard. There may be some special occasions where we set up AMAs in between, but we're going to commit to at least 2 of those AMAs a week. You're going to get glimpses on a regular basis. I know that the community's been really vibing with those. Christian, BlackBerry Nokia has been like creating some amazing snippets of the world, and Danny, our artist, has been hard at work making sure that those illustrations reflect that. And so we've got some amazing glimpses that you'll continue to get throughout this prologue period. Mask Monday, so we did that already this Monday. We're going to be releasing more of these AR masks. You see that I'm wearing one right now. Maybe you'll get to use it next week. But our plan is to give you something to engage with that is related to our project. Bring it to your life. Share it with your friends. Maybe replace use it in a Monday morning Zoom meeting where you're looking a little tired from partying over the weekend. But Mask Mondays are a thing, and you're going to get to enjoy them every Monday at a minimum. And then hopefully some of you all got to participate in the ARG that took place a little bit earlier this week when we announced our guest artist Amir Zan. Those ARG stands for Alternate Reality Games, and those are puzzles that are kind of scattered throughout our server, or maybe in other servers, or maybe on websites. We'll see. We're committed to bringing more of these to the community, because we know they're lots of fun. We know that you all really loved when we did it for Amir, and so keep a lookout for those ARGs, because we're gonna release a few more. I'm not gonna tell you more details about it, of course. And then finally, we know everyone's been loving these. We're gonna continue to have them, where Robot Pencil is gonna have his his art demos, where he's going to draw live with everyone. You can see this project come to life. He can share more about himself. He can share all the wisdom that he's gained over his years and experience being such a prolific artist. And so that's all things that we're committing to providing to you before anybody gets a chance to buy these NFTs, because we really want this community to be the most active, engaged, and excited community in any project out there. All right, so let me just stop and talk a little bit about this new innovation that we're creating, which is called the Raffle Bypass. So you may have heard about this in the Discord. We may have mentioned it a few times, but of course it's a little bit mysterious. People really it may not be clear what it is and why we're doing it. So I wanted to take a minute and share with you what we mean when we say Raffle Bypass. So when you think about whitelists right now, it's pretty easy, right? You get put on a whitelist that gives you a guaranteed mint when it comes time to mint. The problem that we found with whitelists was, what if you put on a whitelist, but maybe you didn't have the funds when it came time to mint, or maybe you didn't like the project when it came time to mint. What happens is, if somebody who's on a whitelist decides not to participate, not to mint, then that NFT, that spot in the NFT mint, goes away. Somebody else could have taken it, but the whitelist owner didn't exercise his or her opportunity, and now that whitelist spot, we have somebody. The project has to figure out what to do with it. So instead of doing that, we created the Raffles bypass system. So Raffle's fairly straightforward. If you don't have a bypass, you participate in the raffle. We will give everybody an equal chance. Everybody who participates in the raffle will have an equal chance of getting one of the NFTs to mint. But if you have the bypass, then you can enter into the raffle like everyone else, but we instantly will kind of have you bypass and put you on the whitelist. So we know that you want this. We validated you're a human. We validated that you have the funds, and we validated your interest in actually being on the whitelist. So great, you get to bypass the raffle, and now you get a guaranteed spot. But what if you decide, for whatever reason, you didn't want to mint? You could decide not to. You would basically not enter in the raffle, and by not entering in the raffle, that spot that would have otherwise been reserved for you is now available to anyone else in the raffle pool to get. So what this allows us to do is, if somebody can't afford it or doesn't want to participate, that spot gets provided to anyone else. And so we think it's more equitable. We think it gives the people who've got the bypass the right opportunity to make sure they get what they've get the benefits of it. But if they decide not to get the benefits of it, it doesn't hurt anyone else. So that's our raffle bypass system. Hopefully, I explained it well. We're happy to answer more questions. But I thought it would be important for us to share that. Okay, I think we're going to open it up for Q&A. Actually, no, we're not, because there's one more thing that I want to share with you all, because it's a question that you've all asked quite a bit. What the hell is a network disruptor? Well, so everyone knows network disruptors have the raffle bypass. So congratulations, everyone who's already got this role. You are already owners of a raffle bypass. So we'll get back to you on kind of the details behind that. But congrats. You did all the work. We recognized it. We always say that the fiat sees all. That is true. We see all. We recognize your contribution to our community, and we really are excited to make you the first batch of people who have the raffle bypass. Okay, so that's everything from my end when it comes to presentations to the community. I'm going to stop. We're going to now switch over to the Q&A section, and I'm sure there's been a bunch of questions, so I'm going to ask our moderator to step in and help us. And I'm going to switch off I'm going to pause the the Twitch stream so we can turn to conversations.
All right. So, Umar, do you see this? The first question that I can see is, what's the cap on the disruptor's role? I'm not sure if, this is something we want to discuss right now. Maybe, Christian Umar, do we want to talk about the cap on it? Because
So we are trying to set aside enough bypass so that people are, we have enough to reward people in the community, but we're not going to reveal the number right now.
yeah,
The
it's
goal
not going to
is,
be.
if you contribute, you're going to get rewarded.
Yeah, and it's not going to be like one of these whitelist projects where everyone has a raffle bypass. The reason we built this raffle system, and I'm sure that BlackBerry Nokia Christian would let you know that there will be chances to get an NFT with the raffle bypass. That's why we we created it. Otherwise, we could have just whitelisted everyone. So network disruptors, there'll be a decent amount, and it will be mostly for everyone who's here now, like early supporters, people who are active, people who are supporting other people in the server. We're trying to keep this to be a positive place, so that is definitely something we have in mind when it comes to like the number and who becomes network disruptors.
Feel free to raise your hand and we can bring you on the stage if you have questions that you want to ask, but you can also just ask them in the voice call chat channel.
There's a few questions in the voice chat channel. There's one by Crypto is the Future. Can Red, Spark Revolutionaries, get network bypass? I mean, I have been here since very early stage and been retweeting your posts, and he's crying. There's a crying emoji.
We see you, and there will be opportunities specifically for revolutionaries and everyone who's been with us from the start to get network bypass. And Crypto's the Future, we've all seen your name. Just because you don't have it right now, there is a decent amount of time until we go to mint in December. So I have no issue. I don't think you'll have an issue with getting that bypass if you really want it. So we'll also be for this chat, just so everyone knows, we're going to be doing a quick giveaway for network disruptor roles in the voice call important. I'll ping you all, so you'll have a chance just for attending this to get a network disruptor, or technically a raffle bypass.
Another question from Asvri. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I apologize. What is max mint per wallet / per TX? Question mark.
Christian Newmart, I think I would defer to you guys on this. I'm not sure if we are announcing this at the current time.
Yeah, we're not announcing that right now. Our goal, though, just so you know the context of what we're thinking is, we want this to be a diverse community. We have no desire to have lots and lots of NFTs in one person's wallet, primarily because this project requires a real life community, right? We need these cards in a lot of people's hands so that the story can evolve and the story can grow the way that we intend. So there's going to be a cap. We'll reveal details as we get closer to the mint date.
NK Slim says, what are plans / marketing to grow server? We've been near 4K for a few days. I can answer that a bit, unless someone else wants to. Oh, okay. I got you. And yes, for those of you who are just hearing me, I do have a deep voice. This is my real voice. Yeah, so we talk about this a lot behind the scenes. We meet pretty often. Some of us are pretty much in meetings all day trying to figure out stuff outside of just, making the content, planning for success, these types of things. And one of the things that we talk about quite a lot is the marketing and growth of our server, and just in general, the community, the FyatLux clan, if you will. And one of the things that I can say is that we are looking at people who are pretty big in the space. We're talking to them, but we don't want to come off as like, hey, help us out, do this and that and this. It's more like we want to just bring people a part of this project because they think it's awesome, like the rest of y'all. And that organic growth is actually very reasonable and very powerful. And that a metric that we're also paying attention to is not just the number of people that are following us, but the kinds of people who are following us and the kinds of people who are interacting and engaging pretty aggressively. And it's really meaningful to us. So one thing that we keep talking about is, how do we do some of the stuff that a lot of these other servers have done to grow their fan base, but at the same time not do that exactly like that? Because what tends to happen is you'll increase the number of people who are actually subscribed to our Discord, but then a lot of those people aren't real. And I'm sure you guys know what we're talking about. So for us, it's really important to have what I like to call the real ones. The people that are actually here. I talk to people at night usually because I'm working. I'm making a lot of the assets and stuff for this project, and we're just hanging out. And one of the biggest compliments is that they feel that there's actually people here. You know what I mean? And we want to maintain that. And so we are thinking of this literally every time we talk, and we are coming up with alternative strategies. A lot of the stuff that Umar said, using stuff like, uh, live streams, demos, hangouts, more ARGs, things that just make our Discord fun to be in, alongside the obvious, hey, we're going to drop this cool project, is kind of the strategy as of now. And like I said, bring some big players, some big people who want to be a part of our project because they also agree that it's pretty big. For instance, we brought on Amir, and his wife is also really big in the space. And she, promoted our stuff, and we got a bit of a tick from that, at least on our Twitter. And that's the kind of way I like the growth to happen. But at the same time, we know that it is what it is. Sometimes you get that big bump and it just slows down, and then we plan for the next big bump, which we are planning for. But like I said, we can't give exact dates and exact strategies because we're still kind of evolving. But just let you know, NK Slim, we get it, man. We really want this community to be awesome and massive and like impressive. But like I said, at the same time, we want all of you guys to be the real ones, people that are actually people and that actually care. So yeah, that's part of my answer. I don't know if anyone else wants to expand.
I think we have a bunch of other questions. I think that was great. That was a great answer. Well, what I have one here. What made you guys want to do a phygital card? First time seeing it in NFTs. What inspired you guys to do it? I can take that shortly. Just gonna say that we've seen that trend of like the physical world and the digital world. Like we're constantly living separate lives, right? We're living in these Discord servers, but reality is still a reality, right? And then a lot of people don't, they there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I don't believe in buying an NFT, a JPEG, or a picture, right? But like we think that it is not about the metaverse is all about colliding both the physical and the digital and putting it all together. And so that's how we realize that the concept of phygital is so important and so centric to what the metaverse is going to be. And we've seen other projects doing giveaways where you buy the NFT, you get a physical item, and we thought, how do we take that to the next level? How do we really tie that physical item to the digital space? Umar, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
No, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, we have that. This is the space we've been working in. Several of us, we've been working in the world of bringing digital and physical together for years and years, and so we've been thinking a lot about it and being able to create a story, create a community, to create and a franchise that extends. It was just it was just a really interesting experiment for us. So it started off with that, and it's grown. I mean, that's where it is. I mean, part of it was we wanted to see what it was like. We created a couple of prototypes. We're like, wow, this is super special. And then we were like, how do we tell, some of the stories that we've been wanting to tell using this new medium that we're going to create, this new category. And that's how we ended up here.
Uh, Hildebrand, whom I think has been doing some of the coolest fan art. I think you're the
Yeah.
same person.
Shout
Asked,
out.
can there be guest artists? Yeah, we definitely plan for guest artists. Absolutely. The specifics of that will probably be announced more, officially. But yeah, you bet. I have a lot of friends who are in this space, and I've reached out to some that are pretty big. But like I can't promise that they'll be guests, or I can't assure, just because they are doing their own thing, and it's pretty awesome. And so we are definitely looking for guest artists, and we are thinking about how to make our product a little bit more, cross pollinate a bit and really build the brand, not just internally, but also just outwards, and let other projects get a piece of what we're doing, and at the same time help people come into our project and be guests. So yeah, you bet. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. We want this, this is we want this to be a creative environment where people bring their best selves. I mean, I wanted to share at some point, we just have some amazing creatives already in our community, like you, like Hildebrand. The art is amazing. So we want to continue to foster that, and you will see more of that. How do we build a creative community around this project?
So here's a big question. I'm seeing repeatedly by I'm kept kun. I don't understand the raffle bypass system. Why wouldn't you just give whitelist the chance to mint a day before, and then what doesn't get minted goes to the public sale afterwards? Isn't that the same thing? I think it's about the time component, right? Right now, a lot of people in the project, a lot of people in the server, we've been giving away raffle bypasses, right? But we still want to make sure that there's a verification step, and we still and that you are and just confirm your intent to buy to avoid the situations of giving a whitelist since the beginning of the project. Let's say that we give you a whitelist now, and then a month passes, and you're just not in the same place as when you were in the as you were when you were in the whitelist, and maybe you don't want to mint Spark anymore for any reason, or you can't, right? So the raffle bypass is sort of a confirmation mechanism. It's gonna be gasless, so there's really no added bar really. But what it'll do is, one, it'll confirm you're not a bot. It'll confirm your intent to buy, and it'll make things easier for us to manage the supply and avoid these weird situations where we just have floating sparks that other people didn't get a chance to get because somebody didn't really use their whitelist privilege.
And I'm gonna chime in on that as well, Christian. So just to answer why we're doing this raffle bypass, it's also to prevent gas wars, because what's going to happen is it's a gasless raffle bypass. If we left a bunch up to for a public sale, then it's going to come down to whoever wants to spend the most Ethereum to mint, and what happens then is whales and other people who just want to collect a bunch and not actually participate in the community, they're just going to buy everything up. And what we're trying to build here is we're trying to build not just a digital community but our phygital community. So when people start and when sparks start to gather and we have these in real life events, it's not going to be fun if some whale has bought up 500 of these sparks before anyone was even able to get them, just because they dropped 4,000 GUI to mint. So that's like one of the main reasons we're doing this raffle bypass. And like Christian said, it also helps us really control and prevent that there's an even distribution. And just that's another thing that we've been doing in the Discord. It's like we've seen a lot of you help each other, especially with the ARG intro that we had for Amir. We saw everyone helping each other, and it was really cool. And how cool is it going to be when some of you have been helping each other and working with each other on the Discord, get to meet like in real life, and then get to help each other with an event in real life with your digitals. I just think that it's going to be so awesome. So this is another reason why we're doing a raffle bypass, to just really hone and like kind of like develop an awesome online community that can then be that can then be part of the physical community.
Here's a question that has been tagged several times. I'm not sure how some people feel about their wallets being linked to their addresses for the physical card being mailed. Will that be handled by the team safely, or is this being considered? I will say that there is no actual linkage. The system through which we're using your wallet to verify that you own the NFT, but we're not linking that to your address in any way through the other system. And now that information and addresses is not going to be recorded anywhere. And additionally, this is all opt-in, right? So you can still be an NFT owner and not request your physical digital card, and there will be ways for you to interact with your NFT even if you don't have your card. So that's I think that addresses those security concerns.
There's like a whole question thread I'm reading through. And no, I am not Corpse. I know who in which you refer to. His voice is like 2 metrics lower, right? I would have to pretend to be. He's like real low. I'm just more of like, Mufasa low. You know what I mean? So go
Do you
ahead.
want to go to the top? AJ, do you want to just go to the top of the question thread, and then we can kind of mark off the ones that we do. We can put little emojis by them. But if you have one you want to answer, go for it.
Yeah. I think a lot of these we've already kind of answered. So I'm trying to see in general. Because some of them are like just parallel to ones that we've already seen. One that I thought was interesting though was, are we planning to get like popular streamers potentially to do like wear our masks and stuff? You know what I mean? And I don't know. I mean, I think that's just more of like if they partner up with us in a meaningful way. I guess that would be a thing that they would do, or can do, right? But we haven't really talked about reaching out to major streamers. To be honest, like we haven't thought about it. But I don't know if that's a good or bad idea. We just haven't talked about it.
Here's another one. Do you guys plan to do anything with music in the future as well? Umar, you wanna answer that?
So the short answer is yes. Yes. More will be revealed.
Any perks to the new ARG role? I will say that ARG role was used in the ARG in order to uh, make some of the mechanics work out, like for you guys to see the new channel when you enter the correct role. So right now, that role does not play anything else into it. Here's
There's one that said,
uh,
"Oh, go ahead."
here's one. Any plans for the team to dox? Yeah, we're totally doxed. To my understanding, if you go to the about the team, you should see all our names. You should see who we are. We're happy to show you. I don't know. I guess put pictures of our faces there. Yeah, we can do that. Or links to our socials. I don't think we're gonna go all the way to giving you all our addresses, but yeah, we're totally doxed.
We're proud of this project. We're super proud, and yeah, we are not trying to hide. I'm just wearing the mask filter because I want to promote the mask filters.
Yep.
And Kev Khan says, "I want to see Robot Pencil's face." How dare you? How dare you?
We don't even get to see his face sometimes.
This is a good question then, and we're gonna go back and get some of the older questions too. But do we have any plans with AR integration with Phygital clothing? So that would be basically a clothing that then, with a filter, would be able to allow you to project AR elements onto the clothes. Do we want to talk about that right now, guys?
It's a neat idea. It's very doable, but we haven't talked about it.
All right.
Are there any plans?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna give another question, but if you were still.
Oh, so think about the Phygital as something it's not just using AR on a physical product. It's the actual tether that connects that physical product to your ownership. And so we could do AR on a shirt. That's easy to make a shirt a Phygital where you can only see the AR if you're the owner of the NFT on that shirt. That's probably a little bit outside of the scope of what we're thinking right now.
Are there any plans to gamify this project with the lore plus cards? Will real world interactions be one-off types or continuous RPG leveling and or events, Pokemon Go style?
Yes.
Yeah.
We cannot confirm or deny. Yeah, we obviously want to go beyond. What I'll say is like, okay, to be like on the more pragmatic, like put an asterisk on this statement type of thing. The first step is we're gonna, release the product and just try to make it a success on its own. And then, as Amir was showing, oh, I'm sorry, not Amir, Umar was showing, like there's phases, and we have to respect those phases because those phases will allow us to maintain the success, right? I think a lot of projects tend to try to jump the gun, especially when one part of, let's say, one phase is very, very successful, then they try to just jump into all the other ones immediately. It's really smart to kind of take our time. It doesn't mean that we will go like super slow, but it just means like, have we done phase 2 now? Okay, cool. Let's move on to phase 3. Okay, cool. What's phase 4? And then that way, we can maintain and sustain our success, right? Be relevant, get people to start turning their heads. But we are very pragmatic. Someone mentioned like checking out my LinkedIn. Yes, I have pretty impressive credentials because I've been working in this industry, the game industry, for quite a while. This is one of the reasons why I think these guys reached out to me, because they wanted to have somebody who knew that industry well enough. And I've told them in many meetings, and they agree. We got to prepare for success. You know what I mean? And what that means is that what we're creating isn't just for show. Like, I'm sure you guys really like the little animations and the characters, but all that stuff is in other words, performant game assets. Does this make sense? What I mean by this is that these things can be put onto websites, like web games. They can be on VR. They can be on the PlayStation 5 for whoever owns it. They can see it there. Out of the 10 people in the world that own a PS5, right? Essentially, it's ready to be a thing that could be a game. The pipeline is developed in such a way that these are game ready assets. What you'll notice with a lot of the other NFT projects, which is not a knock at their quality, is actually the conundrum that they might run into is that their quality is too high, right? They are going super high rendered imagery, which is amazing, and it looks very, very good, but it's hard to put that kind of thing into a video game. And I know this because I've worked in video games for a little over a decade, and that shit's very hard to make your game look good. You know what I mean? And so we have every ambition to expand, right? But like I said, it's asterisk, like one step at a time, right? We got our phases there for our own safety, so we can kind of make sure we're working at a pace that we can do. But I
And
don't see why we wouldn't. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll add that one of the core tenets of our team is to under promise and over deliver. That's why sometimes
Yes,
you'll
absolutely.
hear us as a team be like, okay, we're thinking about all those things, but we don't want to be like a lot of projects that just promise and promise and promise. Everything that we say to you is because we're confident and that is a promise that we're making to our community. And so we're, very careful about overhyping and creating fuss about things that, of course I'd love to say that I want to make a FyatLux movie or FyatLux anime series, and actually we would, and we were thinking about all those things, but we don't say anything official or anything without making sure that we can deliver that promise to you guys.
Yeah, just to end that sentence too. I talk to a lot of people in the voice chat when I'm working at night, and we have really great conversations. And this is always something I say. Like, I put an asterisk to anything I say, because I know, oh, dude, this is one of the big, like one of the members of the team, and he's saying this. This must be true. It's law. Write it down. Like, it's very, very clear. I'm like, no, no. I hear what you're saying, and I think that is good ideas, but we're very pragmatic. Okay. And I said, it's not official until we say it's official. Like, whether we put it on one of our announcements or we put it in something that's like an official channel on our Discord, that, hey, this is official. This is what we think is going to happen next. What that will mean to you guys is that we have tested it, we have tried it, and we know that it works, and we're ready to show it to you guys, and we will put a date to it or whatever that means. But anything that you might hear us say in like general chat or in like a voice chat, I would consider that automatically unofficial until you see it officially announced in, like I said, our more official channels. And that's just a good general rule of thumb. But I don't want to be like the kind of person that's just always like, I can neither confirm or deny, just like a robot. I know I'm like a person and I want to talk, I get excited. But I
Right.
think that's a good fail safe for people like myself. It's like a safe word pineapple to just say, like, it's not official. If I literally say it, you have to wait till it's actually officially written in our official channels.
I want to move to another question, and this is more aspirational. It's like they're asking, how do you see this project in 5 years' time? Umar, you want to take that?
Ooh, yeah. So, this project becomes a franchise in 5 years' time. This community becomes global and becomes, from thousands to millions. And it's people that are interacting with this world across all the different channels and streams that they interact with their real world in. They're interfacing with characters in the world of FyatLux, the same way they're interfacing with their friends and family. Their coexistence of the metaverse, let's say the universe of Fiat Lux, it coexists with the real world for them because it is truly a phygital community. It's a phygital franchise. Um, I envision 5 years. We've gone through 5 seasons and the story's evolved, but it's still accessible to anybody who wants to get into it. That these early owners of these NFTs have reaped the reward because millions of people now want to be affiliated with this project. And so, all of you who have these early NFTs are kind of, being core contributors as this project is at a global scale, at a huge scale, as some of the best projects in the world. I envision 10, 15 years from now, these owners giving the NFTs to their children as heirlooms because this community is so active and this project is so vibrant and so just pervasive that is an heirloom to share with someone else. So, anyways, that's my answer. I envision lots of things for this project.
I'm just gonna hop in before we get to the next question. I know a lot of you are very interested in the network disruptor role. We're doing a very quick giveaway in the voice call important. We've posted it in the questions and the voice call chat. It looks like most people in the call have entered, but if you haven't entered, go and enter right now. There are about 8 minutes left, and then we're going to give 20 network disruptor roles away to our Q&A attendees. So go enter now.
Okay, we
There
have
was a question. Oh, go ahead.
usually when an NFT becomes trending, competitors will imitate. Do you guys have any plans to overcome competitors?
Um, it depends on what competitor does. We do ascribe with the NFT motto of "We're all going to make it." This is such a huge the people. It's such a huge opportunity. The number of people that own an NFT right now is this tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of the global community of the global population, and so there are so many people who haven't heard about NFTs who don't own one, that there really is not, it's not really about competition right now. It's about trying to get more people in, trying to get more people to participate and be NFT owners, understand what it is. So at least from my point of view, it is about help. If somebody else comes along and wants to create a project that it lines up with what we're doing, then instead of viewing them as a competitor, maybe they're a collaborator because we're all trying to make the same thing happen in the world.
The digital smart cards, is this something that will be used past phase 3 or past
Ooh,
phase
you're
2?
breaking up.
Oh, the digital smart cards, is it something that will be used past phase 3 or past phase 2?
I think we'll need someone to take that question. Did anyone else hear what Christian had to say? Or Blackberry
Yeah,
Nokia?
I can repeat it. It's Christian was trying to say, will the phygital cards be used just in phase 2, or will it be used in like past phase 3, like into the next, phase of FyatLux? Did you hear me, Umar?
Oh, I think he's having connection
I
issues.
think you might be. I think we can all hear you, Christian. Sorry, everyone. Max Prime
Uh,
having some issues with connection.
yeah, the cards is something that you can use. You can start using during phase 2. You'll be able to use your cards in AR and use some of the perks that the card will bring. But then with phase 3 is actually when we kickstart the big narrative. What you've been getting so far in the lore is sort of like bits and pieces that you can see about and learn about this universe and how it's growing. But then during phase 3, we actually have a main storyline, a main story that will be driven by things that will happen and things that people will do using their fidgetals, and maybe even consume some of this lore using your fidgetal. So you can start using your card during phase 2, but then the big things are gonna start happening in phase 3 when the digital community is kickstarted, so to speak. Did everybody hear me okay? Just want to make sure I'm not
Yeah,
breaking up.
yeah, we can hear you. We actually have. I know we've mostly been taking questions from the chat. We have someone, Epic Soul, who is requested to speak, so we can bring him up on the stage. Epic Soul, if you are ready to chat, we're going to invite you to speak. So just hop in if you are. If not, hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, guys? So I don't really have a question per se. I just kind of wanted to give a shout out to AJ for kind of hanging out with us last night. It was cool hanging out with a god amongst mortals when it comes to this space. So I thought that was super cool, and it was great to be a part of that. So I appreciate that, brother. And then
Never again. I'm just kidding.
to the team, I will say when he said he asterisked everything that he got some questions last night. I can vouch for that. He asterisked everything, so he kind of didn't speak for you guys without letting us know that
Yeah.
anything could change in any
I
possible.
should just put an asterisk in my profile name. Like, I might even Robot Pencil. you know, let's just like really make sure I don't pull a Tom Holland. You know what I mean? And just start spreading true lies. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, no, it was a pleasure hanging out too, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Thank-
And then kind of the other thing I just wanted to mention. I kind of want to really nominate and get this out there. Nominate Pooled for a network disruptor role. He was the guy that came through and solved that first ARG puzzle for us. So I really just want to shout him out and give him that recognition. Honestly, if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't have solved that puzzle. And I'm kind of bummed to see him without the role just yet. Just wanted to throw that out there, guys. Honestly, if you want to transfer my network disruptor role over to him, I'm totally okay with that.
All right, done. We're transferring yours over. I'm kidding. We're gonna give Pool his network disruptor role. We didn't realize that got so crazy when everyone was spamming that command. It got lost who actually solved it. So thanks for bringing that up. That's fantastic for you to help him out there.
For
Yeah.
sure, guys.
We're gonna
That's it.
distribute it, and we're gonna disconnect you off the server. We're just gonna go full
I'll
tilt.
be at peace with that. No worries. Thanks, guys. That's all I got.
That's awesome. Epic Soul, that right there is the kind of community we're trying to build, where people, stand up and try and vouch for each other. They're willing to sacrifice for what's right. I mean, that's amazing. So, thanks for doing it. Good job, Pooled, for solving it. We tried to make that actually hard. We're gonna make them harder because clearly we got some big brains in our server. So
That we do. All right, guys. I don't know. How do I get back? Let me go back to the normies here.
Oh, you're staying here now.
Yeah. If anyone has any questions for a Pixel, he's going to be answering the rest of this Q&A. So just shoot him DM, shoot him questions. No, we'll send you back to the audience. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks, guys.
thank you.
right.
definitely raise your hand. Oh, we have another person who wants to jump on the stage. Apollo, I'm transferring you now.
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. First of all, similar to the previous speaker, I love the project. Just wanted to say that. I've actually never been this excited for a project ever. I'm like only 3 weeks into NFTs, so this is really cool for me.
Right
Uh,
on.
but I do have a quick question. Do you guys have any intention of ever making like a figurine? Like maybe like whether it be 3D printed, like how Mechaverse is planning on making their robots 3D printed, or something similar to like what are those figures that are really popular, like those mouse looking ones?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, like a physical figurine.
Neither confirm or deny. Yeah, I think I don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, we are making 3D assets, and they can be printed, and they would look cool. I mean, even in the style that they are, I do have an idea of how we would do it to make it
Yeah,
look
because
cool.
it'd be
Yeah.
really sick. And I don't know if you remember, I posted like that wireframe helmet I made.
Yeah.
If I get better at doing that, I mean, I'd probably try and make one myself because I feel like that wireframe look kind of fits the edgy vibe of the art you guys got going on.
Yeah, all things physical are possible right now. Just that's not something that's on our roadmap.
Oh yeah, for
Um,
sure. You guys are
but
focusing on that AR shit. It's awesome.
yeah, yeah. But like AJ said, there's beauty in 3D. When it comes to physical things, what I envision, right? This is not roadmap stuff. This is just like dreaming. But like when we have our events, when we have those big meetings, the big gatherings of the sparks that need to unlock certain parts of the story, that people show up with 3D printed helmets of their own. They're wearing their own spark helmet. That would be pretty dope, and that kind of stuff would be pretty neat.
Yeah, I definitely meetups for sure. I think we already have some members in the guy talking about like people in New York City meeting up sometime soon. So I
Yeah,
mean, I'm definitely down for it.
yeah, cool idea.
We have we're gonna send you back. Um, we have some other questions. We have Indigo. I'm gonna add him to the stage now.
Hey, Indigo.
Oh, sorry, I didn't accept. Hey guys, you didn't learn from the first hammer that you don't want to let me talk. Yeah, no. Well, those who were in the first hammer know me. I'm a chatty bastard. Apologies for the French. That was completely inappropriate. So my question. Well, I've actually got two questions. So the first one is regarding like community meetups and stuff. Are we gonna start trying to maybe like get lists of roughly where people are in the world, East Coast US, West Coast US, UK, mainland Europe, Oz, etc.
Are well, we'll have to see, it would be good. What we want to do is help facilitate those interactions. So how we do that, we'll get more details on it. Obviously, we want to maintain some level of privacy. Like we were saying, we don't really have a, a system that's going to be tracking addresses and things of that nature. So what we're trying to do is facilitate those interactions, though, creating a central place where people in different geographies can kind of post up and say, "Hey, I'm going to be in X, Y, and Z. Anyone else going to be around?" Because that's an important part of this project. It's going to be a critical part of phase 3.
Okay, cool, awesome. And my other question was going to be, I mean, I did previously ask about physical merch, but as much as I would love to go ahead and buy a 3D printer, I'm not buying a 3D printer. Please at least some sort of small mask option. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to turn up in a regular Guy Fawkes mask, and that's no good.
We'll see. We'll see. There's that one is something we haven't really discussed, but it is a great. I mean, we can talk through it. There's always logistics on anything physical requires, going out, finding vendors, doing quality checks, just making sure that what we ask for and what we want to create they can do. So the process takes time. And so we're not waiting to get some of that stuff done before we get the cards in hands. But for sure, those are all like we're gonna listen to all of the input and ideas, and like there's no reason we can't make some of these things happen. It's just a matter of time and just making sure that it's the right fit.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for letting me ask, guys. I shall bugger off back into the crowd.
Let's see. Let's see. We have a lot of questions, so I want to make sure we answer as many as we can. What will the digital card will be made out of? Can it fit in a wallet or waterproof, etc.?
So these cards are going to be made out of plastic. It's either PVC or PETG. We're doing some sample tests right now to see which one, but both are going to be really durable. And so yeah, they can fall in water. Um, they're not things that are going to be easy to destroy or you know um, damage. I mean, there's physical things, so obviously they can be broken and stuff, but not that easily.
Okay. We're gonna start wrapping up. Let's maybe Umar, if you want to choose, or somebody choose, maybe two more questions, and then we're gonna call it a day, and then we'll try to answer as much as we can on the Discord server. But we'll also be hosting more of these AMA, so we'll definitely have more time for questions as we move ahead. Let's see. Are you planning any partnerships with other NFTs, market makers, etc.?
We have some conversations, nothing that's gotten to a point where we can announce anything, but we'd love to. So if people know great projects or people that we should be collaborating with, and you want to help us make an intro, we're totally down, and we would appreciate it.
Okay. Umar, do you want to choose the last question?
I don't have no, I mean I'll defer to you. I do have one thing though before we wrap. I wanted to do one small thing. Um, so we can do the last question and then I'm gonna for those of you on Twitch, I'm gonna just to do a shout out.
Okay. Let's see. Scrolling.
This is probably a good one, Christian, because I think this has been asked a ton of times. Will Mint be an immediate reveal or a wait and then a reveal setup? Or the specific question was wait 2 days and reveal setup. But do we want to talk about how Mint and reveal will work?
Yeah, the reveal will not be immediate. There's going to be a period of time. It's not going to be a long period of time. We don't have like a set period, but like one or 2 days sounds reasonable. But this is still not an official answer. Asterisk, like we need to confirm as a team what it's going to be, but it's not going to be immediate when you you know mint your Spark.
Cool.
So let me just do since that was the last question. We're gonna have lots more. As I said, we're gonna have two of these a week, maybe more, depending on time. AJ's gonna be on. I'll be on sometimes with AJ. Others from the team will be on with AJ. So we'll be around and accessible to answer questions. And if questions keep coming up, then we'll make sure we give a more formal announcement with some more details if there's things that are confusing people. But before we left, I just wanted to give a shout out to all of the amazing people that are contributing fan art to this community. It's been, I mean, I can't believe it's only been a few days since we launched this server. But for those of you who are on Twitch, if you can see the screen, I mean, look at all the amazing art that people have submitted just already. Like we have the wireframe helmet that we talked about. There's we have 3D animated hoverboards. We have a stone carved. Actually, so Generic's wife, if you didn't see, carved FyatLux into a stone. We have all the great art from Hildebrand, and I mean, this is awesome stuff. It's super inspiring. So thank you everyone for contributing. We are so like we want to foster more of this. So you'll see more of us trying to create a space for artists to hang out, to learn from each other, to meet other artists, to interact with AJ and other professionals. So just keep an eye out for that, because that's something that it's clearly a talented group of people in this server, and we want to bring more of those people to our server. So we want to make it a space for all of that. But anyways, thank you to everyone who's done some of this amazing fan art, because it keeps us going and keeps us inspired. And I just wanted to make sure I acknowledge everyone that did that.
All right. I think that wraps it up. So we do have 2 giveaways going. One's about to end for network disruptor roles in the voice call important. We've been posting it in both chats, so you can quickly link to it. But enter those giveaways. And thanks everyone for taking your time out on a Wednesday evening to, or I guess wherever you are around the world, to hop in, chat with the team, ask us questions. We will be doing more of these again, and we'll get to all of the other questions too. So thanks again for joining in, and enter that giveaway.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone. All right, bye, everyone.
Bye. See you guys.